Everyone wants more from life, but not everyone believes they deserve it. The truth is, what you allow is what will continue, and until you believe you're worth more, you'll keep settling for less. What you think shapes what you chase, and what you chase shapes what you become. If your mindset is filled with fear, doubt, or limits, then those are the only doors you'll ever see open. Your life is a reflection of your thoughts, habits, and standards, and if you want to change your life, the first thing you must master is your mind. Today, we'll break down how to shift your thoughts, level up your beliefs, and create a mindset that finally gets you what you truly deserve. No fluff, no gimmicks, just the truth you need to rise. If you're ready to stop playing small and start thinking like the person who actually gets what they want, then let's dive in. Number 1. Develop a growth mindset by embracing challenges and learning. Most people wake up every day stuck in the same place they were yesterday. Same job, same stress, same fears, same results. It's not because they're lazy. It's not because they don't want more. It's because they don't believe they can handle more. The truth is hard to admit. If your life hasn't changed much in the last year, it's probably because your thinking hasn't changed either. You see, the difference between someone who grows and someone who stays stuck isn't intelligence. It's not even talent. It's mindset. That's the core. It's the way you choose to think about your life, your problems, and your possibilities. And unless that mindset shifts, unless it starts stretching, you're not going anywhere different. You might want to. You might dream about it, but nothing moves until your mind does. And the thing about a growth mindset is, it doesn't just appear one day. You have to decide to build it. You have to get tired of playing small, tired of folding every time life deals you something difficult. Most people avoid challenges like they're a threat. But a growth mindset sees challenges as tools, as training, as opportunity. You've got to start looking at the hard things not as punishments but as invitations. Invitations to learn, to get better, to see what you're really made of. It's uncomfortable, sure. But comfort never made anyone grow. It never toughened your mind. It never taught you what you could really do. If you only show up when things are easy, you'll never get to the real rewards. And those rewards, confidence, strength, success only, come when you learn how to handle the hard parts. You've got to rewire your thinking from, why is this happening to me, to, what can I learn from this? That shift right there is the beginning of power. Every time life hits you, you've got a decision to make. Either you shrink or you stretch. Either you avoid or you adapt. And if you really want to grow, if you want to live a life that means something, you've got to get good at adapting. You've got to be willing to look at failure and say, good, now I know where to improve. Most people don't do that. Most people see failure as a wall, but a growth mindset sees it as a sign, not to stop but to study. You study it, you learn from it, and then you come back stronger. That's the only way growth works, and you're capable of that. Every one of us is. But it starts with how you see struggle. There are people out there right now who are less talented than you, less smart than you, less capable, but they're winning. They're making progress. Why? Because they said yes to the hard things. They said yes to the things they didn't know how to do. They said yes to change. They didn't wait until they felt ready. They understood that growth is not about readiness, it's about willingness. You've got to be willing to get uncomfortable, willing to be a beginner, willing to mess up. That's what growth-minded people do. They don't expect it to be perfect. They expect it to be worth it. And it always is. You've got to start telling yourself the truth. There is no learning without discomfort. There is no change without challenge. If you want to grow, you have to be okay with not knowing everything right away. You have to welcome the process. That means when something goes wrong, you don't beat yourself up, you break it down. You learn what went wrong, you adjust, and you go again. That's how champions are made. Not by avoiding failure, but by understanding it. By using it, that's what separates winners from everyone else. And here's the thing, when you develop this kind of mindset, life starts to open up. Not because it gets easier, but because you get stronger. You stop fearing problems and start solving them. You stop waiting for permission and start creating your own path. That's power. And it's available to you not someday, but right now. You just have to stop running from the hard stuff. You've got to stop trying to dodge discomfort. Discomfort is where all the growth is. It's where the progress is hiding. Growth doesn't happen from watching others do it. It happens when you step into it yourself. When you pick up the book you've been avoiding. When you face the fear that's been chasing you. When you apply for the thing you don't feel ready for. You've got to move before you feel fully prepared. Because waiting for the perfect moment is just another form of fear. Growth doesn't care if you're scared. It rewards those who act anyway. Look at your life right now. Ask yourself, where have I been holding back? Where have I been avoiding a challenge because I'm afraid I'll fail? That's the area you need to lean into. That's the place your growth is waiting for you. You don't need to change your whole life overnight, but you do need to start leaning into what stretches you, one uncomfortable step at a time. And the beautiful part? Once you start growing, you start believing. You begin to trust yourself. You begin to see that you can learn anything, improve at anything, rise above anything, if you give yourself the chance. And once you believe that, everything changes. Your mindset becomes your strongest asset. You stop looking for shortcuts because now you trust the long game. You stop doubting your abilities because now you've seen yourself grow before. You've seen what happens when you don't quit. That kind of belief becomes unstoppable. Most people think mindset is just about thinking positively. It's not. It's about thinking honestly and productively. A growth mindset is practical. It doesn't ignore problems, it works through them. It doesn't fake confidence, it builds it step by step. And that means when setbacks come, you're not shocked. You're ready because you expect the challenge. You've trained for it, and you know that every time you push through something hard, you're getting better. That's the mindset that changes lives. That's the mindset that gets you what you truly deserve. And what you deserve is not handed to you. It's earned through your mindset. The way you think creates the way you act, and the way you act creates your results. If you change your mind, you change your life. But only if you're willing to face what you usually avoid. Only if you're willing to trade comfort for growth. Growth isn't something you do once, it's a decision you live every day. That's how you build a life you're proud of. A life where you can look back and say, I didn't stay the same, I didn't settle, I grew. And that makes all the difference. Number 2, replace limiting beliefs with empowering and positive thoughts. Most people don't realize they're carrying beliefs that are silently holding them back. Not because they're weak or lazy, but because they've been believing the same thoughts for so long, they forgot to question them. They wake up with the same self-talk. They walk through their day with the same doubts playing on repeat. I'm not smart enough. It's too late for me. People like me don't get ahead. These thoughts become so normal, people don't even notice how damaging they are. But just because something feels familiar doesn't mean it's true. And that's the reality most people never face. You are not your thoughts, but if you don't challenge them, they'll shape your entire life. Every one of us has picked up beliefs along the way, beliefs from parents, from teachers, from failure, from pain. And if you're not careful, those old voices become the narrator of your life. They tell you what you're allowed to do, what you're worth, how far you can go. And here's the hard truth, a limiting belief doesn't care about your potential. It only cares about keeping you safe. That's its job. But safe doesn't mean fulfilled. Safe doesn't mean successful. Playing it safe just means staying the same. And if you've ever felt like something inside you wants more, that's your mind pushing against those old beliefs. That's your potential knocking on the door saying, stop settling. But you can't change anything until you decide to take control of what you believe. This starts with awareness. Pay attention to the thoughts that come up when you try to stretch yourself, when you set a goal, when you imagine doing something bigger. If the first response is doubt, fear, or insecurity, that's not your truth, that's your programming. And programming can be rewritten. You've got to stop treating every thought you have as a fact. You have to ask, is this helping me or hurting me? If a thought is making you smaller, it's not the truth, it's a limit. And limits are only real when you agree with them. Once you see them for what they are, just thoughts, you get your power back. You realize you don't have to keep thinking the same way just because you always have. You can trade that doubt for discipline. You can trade that fear for action. You can start replacing every negative thought with one that moves you forward instead of holding you back. This isn't about pretending life is perfect. It's about choosing thoughts that make you stronger, not weaker. Your mind listens to everything you say. And when you keep repeating things like, I can't, I'm not good at that, that's just how I am, your brain takes it as a command. It stops looking for solutions. It stops pushing forward. You've told it to stop. That's how powerful belief is. It becomes a filter. It decides what you notice, what you try, and what you attract. If you believe you don't deserve success, you'll unconsciously sabotage it. If you believe you'll never be good enough, you'll ignore the progress you make. That belief becomes a ceiling, and your life rises only to the height of your beliefs. So if you want to grow, you have to tear down the ceiling. You have to ask yourself, what do I believe about myself? Where did that belief come from? And do I want to keep it? Most people never stop to do this. They think their thoughts are just part of who they are. But thoughts can be changed. Beliefs can be upgraded. And the more you replace limits with truth, the more you unlock the future you've been chasing. Replacing limiting beliefs doesn't mean lying to yourself. It means being honest in a new way. Instead of saying, I'll never be successful, you say, I'm learning how to become successful. Instead of, I always fail, say, I'm figuring out what works. This isn't blind positivity, it's productive thinking. It's choosing the thought that builds rather than breaks. That opens rather than shuts down. When you speak to yourself with belief, your actions start to match. You show up differently. You take more risks. You keep going longer. That's how real change begins, not with the world changing, but with your beliefs changing. Every time you catch yourself thinking something that makes you feel small, pause. Ask yourself, who told me that? Where did I learn that? And is it really mine? You might be carrying beliefs that belong to someone else, someone who gave up, someone who settled, someone who never took their own shot. You don't have to carry that forward. You get to decide what's true for you now. And that decision is where freedom starts. Surround yourself with thoughts that stretch you. Listen to voices that remind you what's possible. Read things that open your mind instead of closing it. Your mental environment is just as important as your physical one. You wouldn't grow flowers in poisoned soil. Why try to grow your life with poisoned thoughts? Choose better thoughts. Nurture them. Repeat them. Your beliefs become your inner voice. And that voice has the power to lift you or limit you every single day. Here's what most people don't understand. Empowering thoughts don't come naturally at first. You have to practice them, just like training a muscle. At the start, it feels strange to say, I am capable, when you don't feel it. But repetition builds belief. You start where you are. You say it until it feels familiar. You keep going until it feels true. That's how beliefs shift. Slowly, then suddenly. But only if you stay consistent. You have to believe in your worth before the world does. You have to believe in your ability before the results show up. That's the price of growth. It's uncomfortable, but necessary. No one can give you belief. It's something you build through repetition and proof. And every time you take action, you build more proof. The old beliefs start losing power. The new ones take root. You don't get what you want. You get what you believe you deserve. And if your beliefs are small, your actions will stay small. But if you start believing you're worthy of success, worthy of love, worthy of more, you'll begin showing up in a way that attracts all of it. Not out of arrogance, but out of alignment. The world responds to someone who walks with belief, Who doesn't need permission? Who knows what they bring to the table? And it starts right now. Replace the belief that you're stuck with the truth that you're learning. Replace the thought that it's too late with the reality that today is the perfect time to begin again. Replace the voice of fear with the voice of possibility. Because what you think, you become. And when your thoughts begin to align with your potential, your life begins to rise to meet it. Number 3. Visualize your success daily to stay motivated and focused. The truth is, most people wander through their days without a clear picture of where they're going. They have hopes and wishes, but no vivid image in their minds of what success looks like for them. Without that clear picture, it's easy to get distracted, to lose motivation, and to feel overwhelmed by the noise around us. Life pulls at us in so many directions, and when the destination isn't clear, it's easy to give up or settle for less. That's why visualization is not some fancy optional trick. It's a powerful tool that bridges the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Without it, you're just drifting. But with it, you build a mental map that guides every step you take. When you visualize success daily, you're not just imagining something pretty, you're training your brain to recognize opportunities and possibilities that align with your goals. Your mind can't tell the difference between what you vividly imagine and what you actually experience. So when you picture yourself succeeding, your brain starts building the neural pathways that make those actions easier to take in real life. That's why athletes, artists, and leaders use visualization to prepare for big moments. It's the secret practice behind the scenes that helps them stay focused and motivated when things get tough. If they can do it, so can you. The key is to make your visualization real. Not just vague wishes, but detailed scenes that involve your senses, what you see, hear, feel, and even smell. Imagine the moment you reach your goal. What are you wearing? Who's there with you? What sounds fill the room? How does it feel in your chest? The more specific and emotional the image, the stronger the effect on your mind. This isn't about daydreaming. It's about creating a mental rehearsal that prepares your heart and mind to act. When you see yourself winning in your mind, your confidence grows. When you feel the joy of success before it happens, your motivation fuels your effort. Another reason visualization works is because it helps your mind focus on what matters. So many people get overwhelmed because they're trying to do everything at once. Their energy scatters. They lose track of their goals because they're caught up in distractions or doubts. But when you take time every day to picture your success, you're sending a clear message to your subconscious. This is important. This is what I want. And your brain starts prioritizing actions that support that vision. You notice new ideas, connections, and resources you might have missed before. Your mind starts filtering out what doesn't serve your goal. That's how focus grows. Daily visualization also strengthens your emotional connection to your goal. It's one thing to say, "I want to be successful." It's another to feel that success deeply in your bones. When you visualize regularly, you build that emotional bond. You connect with the reasons behind your goal, the freedom, the pride, the peace. That emotional energy becomes fuel when motivation wanes, because there will be days when it's hard, days when doubts creep in. But if you've practiced seeing your success clearly, those tough moments become temporary setbacks instead of roadblocks. You remember what you're working for, and that keeps you moving forward. Visualization is not a one-time event. It's a daily habit, like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. You don't visualize just when you feel like it or when you think about your goal. You do it consistently. Every day, spend time focusing on your vision. Some people do it first thing in the morning to set the tone for the day. Others use it before bed so their last thoughts are aligned with their dreams. It doesn't have to be long, just a few minutes, but it has to be real. Make it a priority. Protect that time from distractions. The more you commit, the stronger your mindset becomes. You might feel silly at first, especially if you're not used to imagining success in such detail. But that's normal. The mind resists new habits. The important thing is to keep going. The mental images become clearer, the emotions become stronger, and the confidence builds. Soon, visualization becomes one of the most powerful tools in your personal growth toolbox. It's the foundation that supports your actions and your discipline. Without it, your efforts can feel scattered. With it, every step has purpose. Visualizing success daily also helps you break through self-doubt. When your mind is filled with images of failure, fear, or not being good enough, those thoughts shape your behavior. But when you replace those images with success, your mind starts to rewire itself. You begin to expect good things. You start believing you're capable. This shift in expectation changes how you carry yourself, how you speak, and how you take risks. Confidence isn't born out of luck. It's built by repeatedly seeing yourself succeed before it actually happens. That's why champions always picture victory first. One common mistake is to only visualize the end result, the trophy, the paycheck, the promotion, without thinking through the process. But true visualization includes seeing the steps you take, the challenges you face, and how you overcome them. This prepares you mentally for the journey, not just the destination. You imagine waking up early to work hard, pushing through setbacks, and staying committed even when it's tough. When you see yourself doing the work, your brain becomes ready to follow through. You're no longer caught off guard by difficulties because you've already played them out in your mind. This makes you more resilient and more focused. Your environment also plays a role in helping you visualize success. Surround yourself with reminders of your goals, a picture, a note, a symbol that bring your vision to life throughout the day. These small triggers keep your focus sharp. When your surroundings echo your vision, your mind naturally gravitates toward it. This constant reinforcement supports your daily practice and keeps motivation alive. Your brain loves patterns and repetition. Use that to your advantage by creating an environment that reflects what you want to achieve. It's easy to underestimate the power of your mind, but your thoughts shape your reality more than any external circumstance. When you practice visualizing success daily, you're not just hoping for a better future, you're building it. You're planting the seeds of change in your brain so they can grow into habits, actions, and results. Your mind becomes your ally, not your enemy, and that changes everything. This practice isn't just for big goals either. Visualization works for everyday challenges too. See yourself handling tough conversations with calm and confidence. Imagine completing projects with focus and pride. Picture yourself making choices that align with your values and your vision. When you train your mind this way, you step into your day with clarity and purpose. You stop reacting to circumstances and start shaping your own story. Visualizing success daily isn't magic. It's deliberate mental training. It's preparing your brain for what you want to become. It's about taking control of your inner world so you can control your outer world. The clearer your vision, the stronger your motivation. The stronger your motivation, the more consistent your actions. And the more consistent your actions, the closer you get to what you truly deserve. This is your mind at work. This is your power in motion. It's waiting for you to give it direction every single day. The moment you do, you stop drifting and start moving. Step by step, thought by thought. Picture your success until it feels real. Then move toward it with everything you have. The future you want isn't a dream, it's a choice. And that choice begins in your mind. Number 4, surround yourself with positive, driven individuals for support. One of the toughest realities is realizing how much the people around you shape your life. Most don't see it clearly because it happens slowly and quietly, like water shaping a rock over time. If the people you spend the most time with complain, doubt, or settle for less, their mindset leaks into yours without you noticing. Their fears and limitations become your own if you're not careful. It's not about blaming anyone or judging. It's simply a fact. Human beings are deeply influenced by their environment. You become the average of those closest to you. That means the quality of your circle can either lift you up or hold you down, plain and simple. Many people stay stuck in their current situation because they keep company with others who don't believe in growth. Maybe it's friends who say, "That won't work," or family who think, "This is just how life is." Sometimes it's co-workers who focus on what's wrong instead of what's possible. When your daily conversations are filled with complaints, excuses, or doubts, your energy drains. Your motivation weakens. Your dreams shrink. Even if you have big goals, if the people around you aren't pushing forward, it's harder to stay on track. That's why the people you surround yourself with matter so much. They either fuel your fire or extinguish it. Support from positive-driven individuals doesn't mean they have to be perfect or never struggle. It means they believe in growth, they take action, and they encourage you to do the same. They celebrate your wins and push you through your doubts. They hold you accountable when you want to quit. Being around people like this creates an environment where success feels natural, not forced. When you're surrounded by those who expect more, you start expecting more of yourself. Their energy becomes contagious. Their mindset becomes your mindset. You can almost feel your confidence growing simply by spending time in that circle. When you surround yourself with positive people, you gain more than just encouragement. You gain new ideas, new perspectives, and new opportunities. People who are driven often see chances where others see obstacles. They challenge your thinking and help you stretch beyond your comfort zone. This kind of interaction sparks creativity and innovation. It breaks old patterns that keep you stuck. You learn to solve problems differently. You find solutions you wouldn't have discovered alone. This is the kind of environment where success is born, where your mindset shifts from "I can't" to "How can I?" Building a supportive circle takes effort. It's not enough to wish for it or wait for it. You have to seek it out actively. Look for people who inspire you, whether it's through books, online communities, events, or local groups. Find those who are committed to improving themselves and their lives. Reach out, connect, and build genuine relationships. These connections don't have to be hundreds or thousands of followers on social media. Sometimes one or two committed individuals who challenge and uplift you make all the difference. Quality beats quantity every time. Sometimes the people closest to you might not fit this description. That's normal and okay. Growth often means expanding beyond your current circle. This doesn't mean cutting people out with anger or resentment. It means creating space for new influences that support the person you're becoming. You can love your family or old friends while still choosing who you spend most of your time with. Your growth depends on your environment, so you have to protect your mental space carefully. This is one of the most powerful decisions you can make on the journey to success. Positive support also means being willing to give as much as you receive. Being part of a driven community isn't just about getting motivation. It's about contributing your energy, ideas, and encouragement back to others. This creates a cycle of growth that lifts everyone involved. When you help others push through their challenges, you strengthen your own mindset. You learn new lessons and build deeper connections. This mutual support builds resilience because you know you're not alone in the struggle. You become part of something bigger than yourself. Social pressure isn't always negative. When you're in the right circle, it becomes a source of healthy challenge. When others around you are working hard and chasing goals, you feel inspired to do the same. You don't want to let them down or fall behind. This accountability keeps you consistent. It turns goals from wishes into commitments. And it helps you avoid distractions that pull you off course. This is why successful people prioritize their environment just as much as their skills or knowledge. Surrounding yourself with positive, driven individuals also protects your mindset from toxic influences. Negativity, jealousy, and criticism are energy drains that kill momentum. When people dismiss your dreams or laugh at your efforts, it chips away at your belief. That's why it's crucial to recognize when relationships become harmful and have the courage to distance yourself. Protecting your mental health is not selfish. It's necessary for growth. Your mindset is fragile in the early stages of change, and you need to shield it from doubt that doesn't serve you. The right people also help you celebrate progress. Success isn't only about reaching the final goal, it's about appreciating the steps you take every day. A supportive group cheers for every small win, every lesson learned, and every obstacle overcome. This positive reinforcement fuels your motivation and reminds you why you started. It shifts your focus from fear of failure to joy and progress. When you share your journey with those who believe in you, the road feels less lonely and more exciting. Another important part of building this circle is honesty. True support means having people who tell you the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. They don't just say what you want to hear. They challenge you to be better and hold you accountable. This kind of feedback is essential for growth because it keeps you grounded. It prevents complacency and encourages continual improvement. When you have honest voices around you, you stay aligned with your goals and values. It's also vital to recognize the influence you have on others. When you surround yourself with positive people, you become part of a collective energy that elevates everyone. Your attitude, your work ethic, and your mindset contribute to the group. This shared energy becomes a powerful force for change. When one person wins, it lifts the entire circle. This is the power of community, and it's one of the most overlooked tools for mastering your mindset. Building this circle requires patience and persistence. Sometimes you'll meet people who don't match your values or vision. That's part of the process. Keep looking. Keep connecting. Your community is out there, people who want to grow, who want to support, who want to succeed. Finding them might take time, but when you do, it will change everything. You'll no longer feel alone in your journey. Instead, you'll feel surrounded by energy, inspiration, and possibility. The power of positive-driven people is not just motivation, it's transformation. When you immerse yourself in that environment, your mindset shifts. You start to believe success is possible because you see it happening around you. You become more resilient because you have support when times get hard. You stay consistent because you're part of a team pushing forward together. This is how ordinary people do extraordinary things. This is how you break free from limits and claim what you truly deserve. Number 5. Practice gratitude daily to shift your mindset to abundance. There's a harsh truth many people live with every day. They focus on what's missing in their lives instead of what's already there. It's easy to get caught up in the struggle, the problems, the setbacks, and forget the simple things that are already working. This habit of focusing on lack, what's wrong, or what hasn't happened yet, traps the mind in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. When your thoughts are stuck in scarcity, your energy tightens up and your ability to see opportunities shrinks. It's like looking at life through a foggy window. Everything appears smaller, darker, and harder than it really is. Shifting your mindset starts with a simple but powerful practice: gratitude. Practicing gratitude daily rewires the brain to notice abundance rather than absence. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or ignoring challenges. Instead, it's about training your mind to recognize the good, even in small things. When you do this consistently, your whole perspective changes. You start seeing life as full of possibilities, not just problems. This shift is crucial because your mindset shapes your feelings, your decisions, and ultimately your results. Gratitude is like a spotlight that highlights what's working in your life. When you focus on what you appreciate, your health, your relationships, your skills, or even small daily wins, it creates a positive emotional state. This feeling of positivity energizes you. It reduces stress, clears mental clutter, and opens your mind to creative solutions. Science backs this up. People who practice gratitude regularly experience less anxiety and more satisfaction. They sleep better, have stronger relationships, and show greater resilience. These benefits create a foundation where success can grow naturally. Practicing gratitude daily is about more than just listing things you're thankful for. It's about feeling it deeply. When you take the time to truly appreciate what you have, your body responds. Your heart rate slows. Your muscles relax. Your breathing becomes steadier. These physical changes create a calm confidence inside you, a quiet power that helps you face challenges with more strength and clarity. This is the energy you want to carry when you're working toward your goals. Starting a daily gratitude habit doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you're thankful for each morning or evening. These don't need to be grand or extraordinary. It could be the taste of your morning coffee, the smile of a loved one, or the fact that you woke up another day with health and strength. The key is consistency. Doing this every day trains your brain to scan for positives instead of negatives. Over time, this becomes a natural way of thinking, not just a forced exercise. When you practice gratitude, you start noticing more opportunities around you. Instead of seeing a problem as a dead end, you begin to see it as a chance to learn or grow. This mindset shift moves you from feeling stuck to feeling empowered. It changes your approach from reacting out of fear to responding with confidence. This is the difference between giving up and pushing forward. Gratitude fuels your motivation by reminding you of the good that already exists, making it easier to believe more good is coming. Gratitude also strengthens your relationships, which are crucial for success. When you express genuine thanks to others, it deepens trust and connection. People respond positively to appreciation. It makes them want to support you and be part of your journey. This creates a powerful network of encouragement that lifts you higher. Feeling valued and supported reduces loneliness and builds resilience when obstacles arise. Gratitude is not just a personal tool, it's a social one that builds bridges to the people you need in your corner. It's important to be honest with yourself during this practice. If you're facing a difficult season, acknowledging the hardship while finding something to appreciate can feel uncomfortable at first. That's natural. Growth rarely comes from pretending everything is perfect. Real gratitude comes from finding light in the darkness. It's recognizing small victories or moments of peace amidst chaos. This balance between honesty and appreciation builds emotional strength. It teaches you to hold both reality and hope at the same time. One way to deepen your gratitude practice is to reflect on your progress regularly. Look back on where you were 6 months or a year ago. Notice the ways you've grown, the obstacles you've overcome, and the support you've received. This reflection reinforces your belief in your ability to change and improve. It shifts your mindset from "I'm stuck" to "I'm moving forward." This sense of progress is motivating and builds momentum for the next steps. Gratitude can also transform your approach to setbacks. Instead of seeing failures as signs you're not good enough, you start to see them as lessons and stepping stones. You become less afraid of making mistakes because you trust that every experience has value. This mindset encourages experimentation and risk-taking, which are essential for achieving big goals. When gratitude is part of your mental framework, setbacks lose their power to discourage you. They become temporary, useful parts of your growth story. In moments when your mind drifts toward worry or fear, gratitude acts as a reset button. It brings your focus back to what's real and good in the present moment. This grounding effect reduces anxiety and brings clarity. You gain a clearer sense of your priorities and what actions to take next. This clarity creates confidence because you're not overwhelmed by what-ifs or doubts. You're focused on what you can control and what's already working. The daily habit of gratitude builds a mindset of abundance. Abundance doesn't mean having everything you want right now. It means believing there's enough opportunity, enough support, enough resources for you to succeed. This belief reduces fear of scarcity, which often causes people to hold back or settle. When you feel abundant, you act from confidence, not desperation. You make choices based on growth, not survival. This creates a positive cycle where your actions bring more abundance into your life. It's easy to underestimate the power of gratitude because it seems so simple. But simplicity is often the root of the most effective changes. When practiced consistently, gratitude reshapes your mind and heart. It turns frustration into hope, scarcity into abundance, and fear into faith. This shift is the foundation for getting what you truly deserve. It's not magic. It's a mental muscle you build by focusing on what's good and real in your life every day. Gratitude is the anchor that keeps your mindset steady during storms. It's the lens that allows you to see opportunities hidden in challenges. It's the quiet strength that pushes you to keep going when others give up. This practice creates a fertile ground where your goals can take root and grow strong. The more you cultivate gratitude, the more your mindset aligns with the success you desire. This alignment is the key to unlocking your potential and stepping into the life you were meant to live. No one else can do this for you. Gratitude begins inside you and flows outward. It's a choice you make every day, in every moment, to focus on what's possible instead of what's missing. This choice changes everything because your mindset shapes your reality. Embracing gratitude is embracing the truth that you deserve good things, that the world has resources for your success, and that your best days are still ahead. The power to shift your mindset to abundance is in your hands right now. Number 6. Set clear intentions and act with confidence and purpose. There's a reality many people face every day. They have goals and dreams but lack direction. They wake up hoping things will get better, but their actions don't reflect a clear plan. Without a clear intention, your efforts scatter like leaves in the wind. This scattered energy wastes time, drains motivation, and leads to frustration. When your mind and heart aren't focused on a specific target, you end up stuck working hard but not moving forward. This is a common struggle because clarity is not something that just happens. It must be created intentionally. Setting clear intentions is the foundation for getting what you truly deserve. Intentions are not vague wishes or random hopes. They are precise, deliberate decisions about what you want and why you want it. This clarity fuels purpose. When you know exactly what you're aiming for, your energy focuses. You become intentional with your time and actions. Instead of wandering through your days reacting to whatever comes, you move with purpose toward your goal. This focused energy creates momentum. It pulls opportunities, resources, and people toward you. A clear intention acts like a compass for your mind and body. It aligns your thoughts, feelings, and actions. When all three parts are aligned, confidence naturally follows. Acting with confidence doesn't mean you have no doubts. It means you trust your direction enough to take the next step anyway. Confidence comes from knowing that each action, no matter how small, is a building block toward your desired outcome. This trust builds over time as you see progress, which then fuels even more purposeful action. Confidence without purpose can lead to reckless decisions. Purpose without confidence can leave you frozen. The key is to combine both. When your intention is clear and your belief in that intention is strong, your actions become powerful. Each step feels meaningful, and your mind stays focused despite distractions or challenges. This combination makes it easier to say no to things that don't serve your goal, and yes to what truly matters. Starting with clarity means defining what you want in specific terms. Vague goals like, I want to be successful or I want to be happy won't guide you well. Instead, specify what success looks like for you. Is it a certain career, a lifestyle, a skill, or a relationship? Be honest with yourself about what you truly desire, not what others expect. Write it down clearly and in detail. This process sharpens your intention and sets a clear direction for your daily actions. After setting your intention, break it down into actionable steps. Without action, intentions remain dreams. Create a plan that outlines what you need to do to move forward. This doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. Start small with tasks that feel achievable and relevant. The purpose here is to build consistent forward movement. Every action taken with intention is progress, no matter how small it feels in the moment. Acting with purpose means showing up for yourself every day. It requires discipline to follow through, especially when motivation fades or obstacles arise. Purpose fuels perseverance because you remind yourself why you started. When you act purposefully, distractions lose their power to derail you. Your focus sharpens and your mind resists the temptation to settle for less or give up. Purpose creates a sense of meaning in your daily work, making even the tough moments worthwhile. Confidence grows through repeated action. Each time you follow through on an intention, you prove to yourself that you are capable. This builds trust in your own abilities. Over time, your confidence becomes a natural response, not something forced or fake. This trust empowers you to take bigger steps and tackle bigger challenges because you know you can handle whatever comes your way. It's important to recognize that intentions can evolve. Clarity today might look different in 6 months or a year. Life changes, and so do priorities. Being flexible while staying focused on your core purpose is a skill that keeps your mindset strong. Adjust your intentions as needed, but always return to clear, purposeful action. This balance between flexibility and focus keeps you moving forward without losing direction. The people you surround yourself with can either support or undermine your intentions. When you act with purpose and confidence, you attract others who respect your clarity and drive. This positive energy creates a reinforcing cycle. Your confidence inspires others, and their support strengthens your resolve. Choosing your environment carefully helps maintain focus and encourages growth. Taking action with confidence means accepting that mistakes and setbacks are part of the process. Purpose isn't about perfection, it's about progress. When setbacks happen, don't see them as failures but as feedback. Purposeful people learn from their experiences and adjust their course. This learning mindset keeps momentum alive and prevents discouragement from stopping progress. Emotional connection to your intention deepens commitment. When your why is strong, when you feel the importance of your goal in your heart, it's easier to maintain confidence and purpose. This emotional drive fuels persistence when logic alone might not be enough. Connect daily with your deeper reasons for your intention to stay motivated even when the road gets tough. Confidence and purpose also influence how you communicate about your goals. When you speak clearly and confidently about what you want, others take you seriously. This clarity invites opportunities and partnerships that align with your vision. It builds credibility and opens doors that vague or uncertain messages keep closed. How you express your intention to yourself and others matters. Sometimes fear tries to block purposeful action. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. Confidence doesn't mean absence of fear. It means moving forward despite fear. When your intention is clear, you have a reason strong enough to push through fear. You act anyway, knowing that action breaks the grip of doubt. This courage builds over time and becomes a natural part of your mindset. Purposeful action requires prioritization. There are always more tasks than time. Clear intentions help you decide what deserves your energy and what doesn't. This skill protects you from burnout and keeps your focus sharp. When you prioritize with purpose, you work smarter, not just harder. Every task completed brings you closer to your goal, reinforcing your confidence and sense of control. This cycle of setting clear intentions, acting with confidence, and moving with purpose creates momentum. Momentum turns effort into results. Results fuel motivation and belief in your ability to succeed. This creates a self-reinforcing loop that pushes you forward even when external circumstances challenge you. The mindset of clear intention and confident action is the engine behind lasting success. It's crucial to remember that clarity and confidence are not one-time achievements. They require daily attention and cultivation. Your mind needs constant reminders of your purpose and proof of your progress. This keeps your energy aligned and your vision sharp. The commitment to set intentions and act with confidence becomes a lifestyle, not just a habit. This lifestyle is the key to mastering your mindset and stepping into what you truly deserve. Number 7. Stay consistent and disciplined to build momentum and results. Most people start strong when they chase a goal, full of excitement and energy. But somewhere along the way, that fire dims. The new habit fades. The big dream feels far away again. This is reality for many. The difference between those who reach what they want and those who don't is not luck or talent, it's consistency and discipline. Without these two, progress remains slow or stops altogether. You can have all the ideas, passion, and resources in the world, but without steady effort over time, results won't follow. Consistency means showing up day after day, doing what's necessary even when motivation is low or distractions are loud. Discipline is the self-control to stick with your plan and resist short-term temptations that pull you off course. Together, they build a powerful force that turns small daily actions into significant achievements. Momentum grows when you commit to regular effort. Every time you follow through, no matter how small the task, you add another brick to the foundation of your success. One major challenge is impatience. People want fast results and immediate proof that their work pays off. When progress seems slow, they lose faith and quit. But the truth is, consistency is the secret behind all great accomplishments. Every expert, every leader, every successful person got there because they kept going even when they didn't feel like it or when they faced obstacles. There's no substitute for the steady grind. It builds skills, character, and trust in yourself. Discipline is what keeps you moving when enthusiasm fades. It's the inner voice that says, "I will do this today, no matter what." Discipline doesn't mean being perfect or never making mistakes. It means refusing to let setbacks stop you. It's about creating routines and habits that support your goals, so you don't have to rely on willpower alone. Good discipline turns hard choices into automatic actions. For example, deciding to work on your goal every morning at the same time builds a habit that eventually feels natural. Building consistency requires clear systems. Relying on random bursts of energy or vague plans is a recipe for failure. Design daily routines that align with your goal. This might mean setting specific times for work, breaks, exercise, or reflection. The key is to make progress predictable and repeatable. The more predictable your effort, the easier it is to maintain momentum. When a system is in place, your mind doesn't have to waste energy deciding whether to act, it just happens. Accountability plays a big role in staying disciplined. When you hold yourself responsible or share your goals with others who care, your chances of sticking to your plan improve dramatically. Accountability creates a sense of obligation that motivates action. It could be a friend, a mentor, or even a journal where you track your progress. Seeing your own consistency builds confidence and fuels motivation to keep going. Sometimes external circumstances get tough. Life throws curveballs, illness, stress, family demands. These challenges test your discipline the most. Being consistent doesn't mean ignoring these realities, but adjusting your approach to keep moving forward despite them. Flexibility in your methods, combined with a firm commitment to your goal, allows you to navigate obstacles without losing progress. Even small efforts during tough times add up and keep momentum alive. It's important to understand that momentum is the real engine behind sustained success. Once you build it, tasks feel easier, motivation grows, and results begin to show. But momentum requires a series of consistent actions to start. Skipping days or abandoning efforts breaks the flow and makes it harder to restart. Imagine momentum like a snowball rolling downhill. The longer it rolls, the bigger and faster it grows. But if you stop pushing, it loses speed and shrinks. Consistency also builds confidence. Each day you follow through proves to yourself that you can be trusted. This trust strengthens your belief in your ability to succeed, which in turn increases your motivation and discipline. You become more resilient because you know you have a track record of action. Confidence and momentum feed each other, creating a cycle of growth that accelerates your progress. Discipline and consistency are closely tied to managing your environment. Remove distractions and temptations that sabotage your efforts. This could mean turning off notifications, setting clear boundaries, or organizing your workspace to support focus. Your environment either helps or hinders your ability to stay consistent. Be intentional about shaping a space that makes it easier to keep your commitments. It's common to think you need massive motivation every day, but relying on feelings alone is unreliable. Discipline fills the gap when motivation wanes. It's what carries you through boring, hard, or uncertain days. Training yourself to act even when you don't feel like it builds mental toughness. This toughness isn't about being harsh with yourself, but about developing a steady resolve that keeps you aligned with your intentions. Tracking progress reinforces discipline. When you see tangible evidence of your effort, it motivates you to continue. Use simple methods like checklists, journals, or apps to record daily actions and results. Reflecting on this progress helps you identify what's working and where you need adjustments. It also gives you a sense of achievement that encourages perseverance. Discipline can be strengthened by setting realistic goals and breaking big tasks into manageable steps. Overwhelm kills consistency. When a goal feels too big or distant, it's easy to delay or avoid action. Smaller, clear steps create a path that feels doable. Each step completed is a win that builds momentum and reinforces your commitment. Celebrate your consistency. Recognizing small victories keeps your spirit high and your focus sharp. It's not about grand rewards, but appreciating the daily effort you put in. This gratitude creates positive reinforcement, making it more likely you will continue your disciplined actions. Sometimes it's necessary to push through discomfort. Growth rarely happens inside a comfort zone. Being consistent means accepting temporary discomfort or boredom for a greater payoff later. The willingness to endure these moments separates those who succeed from those who quit. Discipline turns discomfort into progress. The habit of consistency impacts every area of life, work, health, relationships, learning. When you commit to consistent action in one area, it often spreads to others. This creates a positive ripple effect that improves your overall mindset and ability to get what you deserve. Consistency also builds credibility with others. People notice those who show up regularly and deliver results. This trust opens doors and creates new opportunities. Discipline earns respect and makes you a reliable partner in any endeavor. It's crucial to accept that setbacks and off days happen. They don't erase your progress if you return to your routine quickly. The speed of your comeback after a slip-up defines your discipline. Forgive yourself, learn from mistakes, and get back on track without delay. In the end, staying consistent and disciplined is the daily practice of commitment to your goals. It's the small, steady steps taken with intention and focus that add up to the life you want. When you master this, momentum carries you forward, results follow, and you move closer to what you truly deserve every single day. Number 8. Cultivate resilience by learning from failures and setbacks. Failure is a part of life. There's no escaping it. Everyone faces it, whether in business, relationships, or personal goals. The real question isn't how to avoid failure, but how to respond when it hits. Most people give up at the first sign of trouble because failure hurts. It shakes confidence, creates doubt, and sometimes leads to feelings of shame or discouragement. But the truth is, failure is one of the most powerful teachers available. The ability to bounce back from setbacks, to learn and grow stronger, is what separates those who achieve what they deserve from those who settle for less. When setbacks come, it's natural to feel disappointment. That feeling is a sign you care, but it shouldn't stop you. Instead, look at failure as a necessary step in your journey. Every mistake, every loss, every rejection holds lessons that can shape your future decisions. Resilience is the skill to absorb those lessons and keep moving forward, even when the path gets hard. It's not about avoiding pain, it's about using pain to fuel progress. Building resilience starts with your mindset. If you see failure as a final defeat, you'll stop trying. But if you believe failure is a temporary setback, a chance to rethink your approach, you open the door to growth. This shift in thinking takes practice. It means deciding to face challenges head-on rather than avoiding them. It means refusing to let fear of failure control your choices. Resilience is a muscle that gets stronger each time you push through difficulty. One key to resilience is reflection. When something doesn't go as planned, pause and ask, "What can I learn from this?" Honest self-reflection reveals what went wrong and what can be done differently. This process isn't about blaming yourself or others, but about gaining insight. Writing down these lessons or talking them through with someone you trust helps make the learning real. The more you analyze your setbacks with a clear mind, the more you turn failure into useful knowledge. Another important part of resilience is emotional management. Setbacks often come with frustration, anger, or sadness. These emotions are natural, but they can cloud judgment if not handled well. Practicing calmness during tough times gives you space to respond wisely instead of reacting impulsively. Breathing exercises, mindfulness, or simply taking a break can help you regain control. When you manage your emotions effectively, you make better decisions that lead to recovery and growth. Resilience also depends on flexibility. Life rarely goes according to plan. Holding rigidly to one idea or method increases the chance of getting stuck. Instead, learn to adapt. When faced with obstacles, explore alternative paths or new strategies. Being open to change doesn't mean giving up. It means finding ways around or through challenges. This ability to pivot keeps your momentum alive and your vision clear. It's essential to maintain your belief in yourself during setbacks. Self-doubt can sneak in and convince you that failure defines your worth or ability. Remind yourself that a setback is not a measure of your value, but a moment on the road to success. Keep affirming your strengths and past achievements. Surround yourself with people who believe in you and support your comeback. Encouragement from others fuels resilience and helps you keep perspective. Failures teach patience as well. Results rarely come overnight. The process involves trying, failing, adjusting, and trying again. Developing resilience means accepting this rhythm without frustration or giving up too soon. Trust that persistence through the tough times builds deeper strength and skill. Over time, this patience rewards you with steady progress and breakthroughs. It's important to separate your identity from your setbacks. Failure is something that happens, not who you are. When you internalize failure as a personal flaw, you risk losing motivation and confidence. Instead, view it as information to guide your next steps. This distinction frees you from shame and guilt, allowing you to focus on solutions. Resilience grows when you celebrate small wins after a setback. Recovering from failure can be slow, and it's easy to overlook progress. But each small step forward is a victory that deserves recognition. These wins build momentum and confidence. They remind you that setbacks are temporary and that you have the power to recover. Facing failure repeatedly builds character. You develop grit, courage, and humility. These qualities prepare you for future challenges with more wisdom and strength. The more resilient you become, the less fear of failure controls your choices. Instead, you see challenges as opportunities to stretch your abilities and prove your commitment. Stories of great achievers show that resilience is often their secret. They didn't reach the top by avoiding failure, but by pushing through it. They faced doubts, criticism, and losses, but stayed committed. Their resilience created a foundation that allowed them to turn setbacks into stepping stones. This is a pattern anyone can follow if willing to embrace discomfort and keep moving forward. You can build resilience by practicing regularly. When small difficulties arise, use them as training moments to strengthen your response. Approach challenges with curiosity and a problem-solving attitude. The more you do this, the easier it becomes to handle bigger setbacks when they come. Resilience isn't an overnight fix. It's a lifetime skill developed by facing adversity with intention. Keeping your focus on your purpose also fuels resilience. When you remember why you started, it's easier to push through difficulties. Purpose gives meaning to struggle and keeps your energy directed toward what truly matters. This sense of direction helps you avoid getting lost in frustration or doubt during setbacks. Self-care is often overlooked, but vital for resilience. Physical health, rest, nutrition, and relaxation affect your mental toughness. When you're physically drained, emotional recovery becomes harder. Taking care of your body replenishes your ability to face challenges with clarity and strength. It's not selfish. It's strategic for long-term success. Resilience means accepting responsibility for your response to failure. While you can't control everything that happens, you control your attitude and actions. Choosing to rise after a fall is a powerful act of ownership. It empowers you to shape your future despite difficulties. Building resilience is also about forgiveness, both for yourself and others. Holding on to blame or resentment drains energy and focus. Letting go frees you to move forward without the weight of past hurts. Forgiveness opens space for learning and healing, essential parts of bouncing back. Ultimately, cultivating resilience transforms how you experience life's challenges. Instead of seeing failure as the end, you see it as a crucial part of growth. You develop a mindset that welcomes learning and embraces effort, regardless of immediate outcomes. This resilience becomes the fuel that carries you through tough seasons and keeps you on the path toward the success and fulfillment you deserve every day. Number 9. Focus on self-worth and believe you deserve success. There's a quiet struggle many people face every day that goes unnoticed. It's the battle within a battle against doubt, shame, and a sense of not being good enough. This battle is the greatest enemy standing between where you are and where you want to be. Without a strong sense of self-worth, the desire to succeed can fade or feel unreachable. Too often, people work hard, try their best, but deep down, they don't believe they truly deserve the success they seek. This belief, or lack of it, shapes every choice, every action, and every opportunity they take or miss. The harsh truth is that no amount of external success or approval will fill the void created by low self-worth. When you don't value yourself, you might push away opportunities, settle for less than you deserve, or sabotage your own progress without even realizing it. That inner voice, whispering, "I'm not enough," can drown out your dreams and kill motivation before it has a chance to grow. The first step to getting what you truly deserve starts with recognizing your inherent value and developing a deep belief that you are worthy of success, happiness, and respect. This sense of self-worth doesn't come from achievements, money, or status. It begins inside, from understanding that you have a unique contribution to make simply by being who you are. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone because it is not conditional. It exists by your very nature. Accepting this truth requires confronting years of conditioning and negative messages you may have internalized from family, society, or past experiences. Many people carry around invisible scars from childhood or failures that have shaped how they see themselves. Healing these wounds is necessary to build a foundation of genuine self-respect. Believing you deserve success means you allow yourself to dream big without feeling guilty or undeserving. It means giving yourself permission to reach higher, try harder, and claim opportunities that come your way. When self-worth is strong, fear of failure diminishes because you understand that your value is not tied to outcomes. You become willing to take risks, knowing that mistakes don't make you less valuable. This mindset shift is crucial because it frees you from the prison of perfectionism and fear. To nurture self-worth, begin by becoming aware of your inner dialogue. Notice the stories you tell yourself about your abilities and value. Replace harsh criticism with kindness and encouragement. Speak to yourself like you would to a friend who deserves respect and support. Affirmations can help here. Simple statements like, "I am enough," "I deserve good things," or "my efforts matter." Saying these aloud daily rewires your mind to believe in your worth. But don't stop at words, back them up with actions that honor your value, like setting boundaries, investing time in your growth, and prioritizing self-care. Recognize that comparing yourself to others undermines your sense of worth. Everyone's journey is unique, and success looks different for each person. Comparing often leads to feelings of inadequacy or jealousy, distracting you from your path. Focus on your progress, your strengths, and your purpose. Celebrate small victories and build confidence from those moments. Self-worth grows stronger when you consistently acknowledge your accomplishments, no matter how small they seem. Understanding your worth also changes how you handle setbacks. Instead of viewing failure as a confirmation that you're not good enough, you see it as a learning opportunity. You stop blaming yourself excessively and start asking what the experience taught you. This perspective reduces self-doubt and keeps you moving forward. When you value yourself, you don't accept less than you deserve, even when things get tough. You stay committed to your goals because you believe in the possibility of your success. Surrounding yourself with people who respect and support your worth plays a big role. Toxic relationships or negative influences chip away at your confidence and feed feelings of unworthiness. Seek out individuals who uplift you, challenge you positively, and believe in your potential. Their encouragement becomes a mirror reflecting your value back to you. Positive social connections reinforce your self-esteem and make it easier to maintain a strong belief in yourself. Taking responsibility for your life is another way to reinforce your self-worth. When you own your choices, your successes, and even your mistakes, you empower yourself. This ownership fosters confidence because you realize you have control over your direction. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming external circumstances, but that often leads to a victim mentality. Focusing on what you can influence shifts your energy toward growth and possibility, affirming that you are worthy of the outcomes you create. Your body also reflects your self-worth. How you treat yourself physically affects how you feel mentally and emotionally. Taking care of your health, maintaining good hygiene, and presenting yourself with pride are forms of self-respect. These habits communicate to yourself and others that you matter. When you invest in your well-being, you reinforce the message that you are deserving of care and attention. Sometimes, self-worth is challenged by past mistakes or regrets. It's important to understand that your past does not define your future. Everyone makes errors. It's part of being human. What matters is the choice to learn and grow from those experiences. Forgiving yourself for past failures releases the heavy burden of guilt and opens space for new possibilities. This forgiveness is an act of self-love and a key step toward believing you deserve success. The foundation of self-worth lies in authenticity. Pretending to be someone else or hiding your true self to fit in chips away at your confidence. Embracing who you are, flaws, strengths, quirks, and all builds a solid sense of worth. When you show up honestly in the world, you attract opportunities and people aligned with your real self. Authenticity creates a powerful energy that fuels success because it's based on truth, not false appearances. Believing you deserve success means trusting that your efforts will pay off even if the results aren't immediate. Patience becomes part of your self-worth. You stop rushing or settling out of frustration and wait for the right moments to unfold. This trust in the process keeps you grounded and focused, preventing discouragement when things don't happen as fast as you want. Your mindset about deserving success influences the goals you set. If you don't believe you deserve it, you might set goals that are too small or avoid challenges that could stretch you. When you focus on self-worth, your goals expand to match your true potential. You start aiming for what you really want, not just what feels safe or comfortable. This shift leads to bigger achievements and greater fulfillment. Self-worth also protects you from the negative impact of criticism. When you are secure in your value, you listen to feedback without taking it personally. You filter out unhelpful negativity and use constructive criticism to improve. This resilience to external judgment keeps you moving forward and guards your confidence from being easily shaken. At the core, believing you deserve success is a daily commitment to yourself. It's choosing to see your life through a lens of possibility and respect, rather than doubt and fear. It's waking up each day knowing you have value and that you're capable of creating the life you want. This belief changes how you show up in the world. It empowers your choices, fuels your motivation, and anchors your actions in purpose. Number 10. Avoid procrastination and take immediate action. It's a reality almost everyone faces. The weight of tasks piling up, deadlines looming, and the nagging voice telling you to start, but somehow you don't. The cycle of procrastination can be crushing, creating a mental prison where fear, doubt, and distraction keep you stuck. This trap often disguises itself as "I'll do it later" or "I work better under pressure," but deep down, it's stealing your potential and delaying your progress. The hardest part is not the work itself, but overcoming the inertia that stops you from taking that first step. Most people have experienced the sinking feeling of watching valuable time slip away while their goals drift farther out of reach. Procrastination doesn't just cost time, it drains confidence, increases stress, and reduces the quality of whatever effort you eventually put in. The paradox is that once you start, momentum builds and tasks become easier, but getting started feels like pushing a massive boulder uphill. The real challenge is to break through that initial resistance and turn intention into immediate action. Avoiding procrastination is about rewiring your habits and mindset. It begins with understanding the root causes, often fear of failure, perfectionism, or overwhelm. When a task seems too big or too complex, it triggers anxiety, and the brain tries to protect itself by distracting you with easier, more pleasurable activities. Recognizing this defense mechanism helps you respond differently instead of falling into avoidance. The key is to break large goals into small, manageable steps that feel doable and less intimidating. Taking immediate action means committing to progress over perfection. Waiting for the perfect conditions or the right moment is an illusion that rarely comes. If you want to build momentum, start where you are with what you have, even if it's imperfect. The first step, no matter how small, creates a ripple effect that propels you forward. This approach transforms daunting projects into a series of achievable moves, making progress inevitable rather than optional. One powerful technique to combat procrastination is the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. This simple practice helps you clear small jobs quickly and builds a habit of prompt action. It also trains your brain to associate productivity with satisfaction. Over time, this habit expands, making it easier to tackle bigger challenges without delay. Another effective strategy is to set clear deadlines and hold yourself accountable. Open-ended timelines invite procrastination because there's no pressure to act. When you commit to specific due dates, especially if you share them with someone else or write them down, you create external motivation. Accountability partners or public commitments can push you to take action even when your motivation wanes. This external pressure often breaks through internal resistance. The environment you create around yourself significantly influences your ability to act immediately. Distractions are the enemy of productivity. Phones, social media, cluttered workspaces, all these compete for your attention and drain your focus. Design your surroundings to minimize interruptions. Turn off notifications organize your desk, and allocate dedicated blocks of time for focused work. When your environment supports action, you reduce the temptation to procrastinate. Emotional management plays a crucial role in overcoming delay. Procrastination thrives on negative feelings, fear, doubt, boredom. Learning to sit with discomfort without escaping is vital. Techniques like mindfulness and deep breathing help you observe your emotions without judgment and prevent them from controlling your behavior. When you can tolerate discomfort, you're less likely to avoid necessary tasks because of temporary feelings. Breaking the cycle of procrastination also means recognizing the cost of inaction. When you delay, opportunities slip away, stress compounds, and your confidence erodes. Reflecting honestly on these consequences can create a sense of urgency and motivate change. Visualizing the positive outcomes of taking immediate action like relief, accomplishment, and progress helps shift your focus from short-term discomfort to long-term benefits. Motivation fluctuates, and relying on it alone to drive action is risky. Developing discipline is what sustains progress when motivation dips. Discipline is about choosing to act regardless of how you feel. This consistency builds a reputation with yourself as someone reliable and capable, reinforcing your self-worth and making procrastination less likely. To foster discipline, establish routines and rituals that cue you to start working. Whether it's a morning review of your goals, a pre-work meditation, or setting a timer to work for 25 minutes straight, these habits create structure and reduce decision fatigue. The fewer choices you need to make about when and how to start, the less room there is for procrastination to creep in. Sometimes procrastination stems from unclear goals or lack of direction. When you don't know exactly what to do, it's easier to put off action. Clarifying your objectives, breaking them into specific tasks, and prioritizing them removes ambiguity. Using tools like to-do lists, planners, or digital apps can organize your workload and provide a roadmap. When your path is clear, you're more likely to move forward promptly. It's important to forgive yourself for past procrastination without using it as an excuse to continue. Guilt and self-criticism only add to the emotional burden and make starting harder. Instead, view each moment as a fresh opportunity to choose differently. Every time you decide to act immediately, you reinforce a new pattern and weaken the hold of old habits. Recognizing progress, no matter how small, fuels motivation and combats procrastination. Celebrate completing tasks, even tiny ones, because they prove you can overcome delay. Tracking your accomplishments builds momentum and confidence, showing you that taking immediate action leads to tangible results. The benefits of avoiding procrastination extend beyond productivity. Taking immediate action reduces anxiety by shrinking the list of unfinished tasks and freeing mental space. It increases your reliability in professional and personal contexts, earning trust and respect. Acting promptly also enhances creativity because it keeps ideas flowing and prevents stagnation. Ultimately, the ability to act immediately is a skill anyone can develop. It requires commitment, self-awareness, and practice. You don't have to wait for motivation or perfect conditions. You just need to start now. Every action you take moves you closer to your goals, builds confidence, and reinforces the belief that you are capable of creating the life you want. Remember, procrastination is not a character flaw, but a habit. Like any habit, it can be changed through deliberate effort. Start small, be consistent, and watch as your life transforms when you replace delay with decisive action. Your future self will thank you for the courage you show today.